Hello everyone, myself Amruta Shinde from BCom, and today I will demonstrate and explain my mini project to you. So I have basically created a stroke prediction system which will take the input from the user and tell if you have a risk of stroke or not. So let's first see the demonstration. So this is the home page where you will have to enter the various values: 1 for yes, 0 for no, the residence type, average glucose level, the body mass index, and the smoking status. And on clicking the submit button, it will show you this window where you have been diagnosed with stroke risk. So this is how this system basically works. So let's move on to the coding part. So here I have imported the packages, and to import the data I've used pandas pd.read csv because the data is in CSV form, and then I've gave the path to the data. Here R is used because Python takes everything in forward slash, so to reverse it I've used R, and then I've stored it into a variable named data. So here you can see the data. Now, to prepare the data for model training, we need to explore the data, and that is where EDA comes into process. So this is the data information. Now, here I have found the null values using isNull function. So you can see ID has 0 null values, gender has 0, but body mass index has 201 null values. So we have to fill these null values. So here I've used value count. So this shows that 41 people have 28.7 body mass index, 38 have 28.4, and so on. So here it is showing the statistics of the data, that is of body mass index. So I will fill the null values with mean. You can even fill it with minimum or maximum. I've filled it using mean value. So for this, I have used the fill any function, and using in place, I have made permanent changes in the dataset. So here again, you can see that now there are 0 null values as we have filled it with the mean value. Now here I have dropped the ID column because it won't, because the stroke prediction won't depend on ID. So I have dropped that column using the drop function. Now outlier removation, this is needed for our data to be balanced, and this is the graph that shows the outlier. Now label encoding. So label encoding is required because the computer does not understand words. So we will have to encode them into numbers using label encoding. So here all the work types are being displayed, that is private, self-employed, etc. So in pre-processing, we have label encoder. So I have imported it, and then I have defined the label encoder into this enc variable. So now using fit transform, I have transformed, that is under first I have uh, fit transform will first understand the pattern and then transform it. So in this way, I have applied it to all the types, like for a gender, then smoking status, etc. So here we can see the transform data. You can see it is 2 3. First it was like private, self-employed, yes, urban, rural. Now it has been transformed. So now after transforming, now we have to split the data. So 80% of the data is been used for training and 20% is been used for testing, and these are the labels of X and Y. Now X is whole data except stroke, so I have dropped it from here. You can see there is no stroke column, and Y is our target variable, which is stroke. So here it can see the stroke column. Now the test size is 20%, that is why test size is equals to 0.2, and random state, it will basically randomly distribute the data, and 10 is the seed value. So it will randomly distribute using seed value. Here you can even write 101 or any value that will be used as the seed value. Now here you can see that there is too much difference between two values. So I have scaled down the data to a particular range using the standard scalar function. After that, I've transformed only x data because y is only zeros and ones. So on xtrain, I have used fit transform. Xtrain is the data that will go for training. So I've used fit transform. It will understand the data and then transform it. On ytest, I have used only transform because it is the testing data, and it should not, the model should not know about the data. So I've only used about transform and not fit transform. Now we need to save the standard scalar because whenever any user will try to enter the data, it will scale it down. So I have imported pickle and os, then specified the root directory path. Now here I have joined two paths using scalar._path. I have joined the root directory and the models folder, and pkl is used because we are using pkl. We are setting it through pkl, and then I have opened the scalar path. wb is right in binary format, and then I have dumped this scalar in the scalar file. So now training. I've used the decision tree. So here I have imported the packages, and here it basically studies the data in this step and the important feature importance. Now using this function, it has showed the importance of every feature. Here you can see that the body mass and average glucose is all more important, as you can see through the values. Then xtrain.columns. Now here y predict. Now here we predict for test data and store it in y predict. Now for comparison, we use metrics. I've used metrics over here and imported accuracy score package. So accuracy score for y test, that is the actual data, actual answer, and y predict, that is the predicted one. So this gives us the accuracy of our algorithm, which is as follows. It is 90.41%. Now I have used joblib to save this decision tree model, and then joined the root path and the models path, and then I have dumped the decision tree into the model path. So this was now again for the home page. Then I've created this main file, or we can say the app file, in PyCharm. So here I've imported these packages. Render template is used so that it will use the files that I've saved in the templates folder over here. Here in this template folders, I have stored these files. So using render template, we can access those files. Now here access is app is equals to Flask name. Here I've initialized the app, and then for the home page, this is the root of the home page, and then this part will give us the home page. So again, using render template, home HTML file is been accessed. Now next will be the result. Now this method supports both post and get. That is, when user will post the data and wants to get the data, then I have created a function called result. Then for gender, so the user will give the data, and the data I have typecasted it into int. So whatever the user will enter the data, it will be typecasted into int. Same I have done for all the other parameters. And then here I've scaled down the data and then took inputs in the array. Then reshape the data one by one. It will take the input in an array and then reshape it as a 2D array. So here the reshape function is used. It will take it will reshape it into the 2D array. Now scalar path is used to scale and then join the root path and the models path. Now scalar is defined as none, and then opened the scalar path as read binary and then loaded the data over here. Now using transform, the values have been transformed. So after this, it's time to predict. So we have to call the model. So here I have called the model using joblib. Now I have here used joblib because while storing the decision tree, we had used joblib. So here we have the decision tree ready, and it will store the result in the y predict function. So we have used if function. So for no stroke risk, so if y predict is equals to 0, then render template no stroke dot html, that is you are not at the risk of stroke. Else return render template dot stroke dot html, that is you are at the risk of stroke. And now here we have called this called the main app using this if name is equals to main function. So this is how this project works. And yeah, thank you. Joblib. Now I have here used joblib because while storing the decision tree, we had used joblib. So here we have the decision tree ready, and it will store the result in the y predict function. So we have used if function. So for no stroke risk, so if y predict is equals to 0, then render template no stroke dot html, that is you are not at the risk of stroke. Else return render template dot stroke dot html, that is you are at the risk of stroke. And now here we have called this called the main app using this if name is equals to main function. So this is how this project works. And yeah, thank you.